Hey, you, this is a message from your future self. The clock is ticking. This is 10 years from now. And girl, we need to talk. Seriously, you think the fear, the doubt, the overthinking is keeping you safe? Let me tell you, it's absolutely not. It's keeping you small. And as your future self, I refuse to let you stay there. Time is moving, whether you act or not. Opportunities are knocking and aren't waiting for you if you don't answer the door. And your dream, oh my gosh, your dream won't chase you. Nope. You have to chase it yourself. And here's the kicker. Regret will haunt you far worse than failure ever could. Hey, y'all, I'm Mick, and I'm on a mission to disrupt the narrative, spark a movement, and remind women to be anything and do everything because we can. So today, I want you to listen past my cold and my raspy voice because I've got some steps to break up the shit that you keep replaying in your head so we can get on the business of moving forward and living your happily ever after. Okay, so step number 1, you must stop believing fear's hype. Fear is a master storyteller, right? But it only knows one genre, and that is tragedy. It takes a single what if and turns it into a full-blown disaster movie. So we have to actively work at reprogramming you and rewriting that narrative in your head. So that thing you're really scared to try, that thing that's holding you back, I need you to hear me. You are more capable than you think. We think about all the amazing women out there living out their most beautiful lives, like Sarah Blakely, the woman from Spanx, right? We've all heard her story. There was no background, no funding. She had just an idea that she believed in, right? And now, of course, she had fear, but instead of letting her stop her, she used it as fuel. Aren't you glad that she didn't let fear stop her from creating the most amazing product that, we all desperately love and need? Thank you, Spanx. I mean, she could have easily listened to the voices in her head that said, what if it fails? That's a dumb idea. People are just going to laugh at you. Who's going to buy this? Thank you, Sarah Blakely, for not listening to any of your inner gremlins and going for it and doing it anyway. Sarah once said, I didn't know what I didn't know, and that was my superpower. And there's some bliss in knowing that, hey, we don't have to know it all. We just have to believe in our ideas. The point is that the voices in your head saying you'll fail, it's been wrong before. Sarah's just one example of these great stories. There's J.K. Rowling's. Like, okay, she was broke, a single mom on welfare. Can you imagine how she listened to the voices? And when she was writing Harry Potter, like, she faced rejection after rejection after rejection. Every publisher told her, no. She got the door slammed in her face all the time. In fact, I think one of the publishers even said to her, we don't even think we can market a book about a boy who doesn't fit in. Deadly wrong. I'm sure they're really regretting that decision. But the thing is, she believed in her story. She believed in what she was doing, and she did not let fear or no stop her. And thank goodness she didn't, because as we all know the rest of the story, because you probably all have Harry Potter books all over your house if you have any kids. Hello. So the voice telling you that you'll fail, it's been wrong before. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It happens to all of us. You've got to do it anyway. There's the fear of failing, right? But there's also the fear of judgment. It's another thing that holds women back. But bring it in. I've got a secret for you, okay? Most people are so busy with their own mess, they don't care. No one is worried about what you're doing or not doing. They're not worried about you. Come on. So if you're so stuck on what other people think of you, well, you got to leave that shit at the door. That's not serving you at all. Take Oprah Winfrey. She was fired from her first anchor job, right? They told her she wasn't cut out for TV. Okay, wrong. They said she was too emotional. Can you imagine? Of course, that's the Oprah we love. We love the emotional Oprah. But instead of letting that judgment, Oprah used it to fuel her purpose. So fear of judgment didn't stop her, and it should not stop you either. If you are out there being you, as you are, you can't get it wrong. You just can't. What we always forget is that fear exaggerates and it fabricates. And where we go wrong is that we keep treating it like gospel. And it's really just time to stop. I promise you, the only difference between them the ones that went for it, and you, is that they went for it. The fear still existed. The second thing you have to do is you have to recognize, honestly, that fear is what it is. You're not weak. You're not a coward. You just haven't realized that courage isn't the absence of fear. Not at all. It's the action in spite of it. Think about Maya Angelou. What she overcame, the trauma, the rejection, the obstacles. Are you kidding me? As an African-American woman back in her day, and how she turned all that to be one of the most incredible writers, the GOAT in my eyes, truthfully, and such an activist for humanity. Thank goodness fear didn't stop her. And her fear, by the way, her life was in danger. She once said, which is so beautifully said, courage is the most important of all virtues, because without courage, we cannot practice any other virtue consistently. So I really need you to hone in into your courage and tap into that. Every woman that you admire has done this. They've just tapped into their courage, and they did it anyway. Maya, Sarah, JK, they weren't fearless. They just went for it anyway. They just refused to let fear make their decisions. That's it. That's the difference. Take another amazing woman, Brené Brown. Okay, yeah, I know I'm mentioning some pretty big names, but they all started where you and I are, sitting with the same fears, with the same doubts. This is why I need to talk about them, because see, they got over the bridge, and we can too. So the fabulous Brené, she was terrified. Listen to any of her speeches. She was terrified. She was terrified to share her research on vulnerability and shame. But she tapped into her courage, and she decided to step into that fear, to speak her truth and embrace vulnerability. The same thing she was talking about, she needed to lean into to now become, well, now we all know who she is, right? She's freaking unbelievable. So after you accept that fear's always going to be there, step 3 is just to do the damn thing. And here's how to shut up the fear in your head. You have to just feel it, acknowledge it, and then move. Do it anyway. Say yes before you talk yourself out of anything that scares you, and do it messy. Do it scared, but just freaking do it. Because if you don't, it will be you 10 years from now, looking back, and you'll be holding a big, massive bag of regrets. And the only thing you're going to regret is that you didn't start sooner. I promise you this. Hear me, please. You don't have time to play small. The stakes are too high. You don't have time to wait. This is your time. Now is the moment. So go, make the move, take up space. Your future self is cheering for you. Please do not disappoint her. If this hit home for you, drop a fear is a liar in the comments below, and let's do this together. Until next time, this is your one life, babe. Be anything and do everything because you can. No more excuses. Bye.